you're serious about being in a leadership capacity and playing the role of leader in the South African context, you have to keep the end goal in sight. What is the end goal? What do you want to achieve? And if it in our constitution says we want to develop an inclusive society, then that end goal must always be there, whatever you do. And I do think that at moments in the last 20 years, different leaders lost that end goal, much more dramatically in the last 8 years, but we lost that end goal. So that's the first thing. The second is, it seems to me, that you need to deal with the difficult trade-offs. And you need to put that on the table. There's no part to social transformation happens without difficult decisions and difficult trade-offs being made. And I think that different leaders have managed that. The thing about Jacob Zuma is he ducked those trade-offs. He just never admitted it. Thabo Mbeki, I think, addressed that at various moments, as did Madiba. But you have to be clear. And they did it at different moments in different areas, but we'll come back to that. But you have to deal with difficult trade-offs, and I think too many people refuse to engage in that. The third is be transparent about what you're doing. So if you're going to deal with, at least say, here is exactly the problem we have. This is why we have to make the trade-offs. Don't make this in some hidden room and not explain it. You have to have, at the level of leadership, the courage to engage your community, the nation, if you are the president, the university community, and often they might not accept it, but you have to, in the principle of transparent leadership, be able to say, this is what the problem is, these are the options, this is what I've decided for these reasons. Be transparent about it. And the fourth and final one, it seems to me, is act with integrity. Live what in your personal life, what you're talking about in your this thing. You can't say, I'm going to do one thing and do the direct opposite. One of the things that I've complained about in Fees Must Fall in the University Challenge is we've had political leaders in their state capacity sitting and speaking every single year about how we need to be measured, how we need to be prudent, how we need to, and they've been actually cutting down subsidy. And then they sat in their political act on political platforms, and they've all been talking about free education. Well, if you believed in free education, why the hell were you deciding cutting subsidies when you were in your state position? It seems to me you have to act with a sense of integrity, and if you don't do that, that creates the kind of crisis we're in. So for me, those are the four fundamental principles that I think have to lie at the core of any understanding of leadership.